Hello everyone, I am Sylwia Szymczyk and I am talking about technology in fashion industry. Have you ever tried to create Vogue-like photo shoot using prompt to image tools such, for example, Midjourney? Have you ever tried to have them consistent? So to create the series of images and then found yourself with garments and images that were completely different even if you tried to change only small things in your prompt. If that's the case, I got you covered with today's video. I created GPT that makes for me a great Midjourney prompt. I will share with you the link under the video so you can try it by yourself. Basically, what this prompt helper is doing is to collect information from myself. So, what kind of image I would like to create, and it's create a prompt which is ready to use in Midjourney. But you can also use it in any other prompt to image tool if you prefer to use something else. So let's start. What we want to prompt. Let's have it as curvy model wearing minimalistic outfit, Vogue like realistic photo shoot, strong light, and environment. Let's make it natural environment, and let's see what our prompt helper will come up with. So it asks the question because I made it in the way that it asked me the question about the scene, about the lighting, about the visuals, to understand better how the prompt have to be created. So let's answer to the questions that GPT asks. I want it sophisticated and elegant. Let's see. It is writing a lot. Okay, it creates a longer prompt for Midjourney and a shorter one for DALL-E. Now let's start with the one for Midjourney, and we will try both in Midjourney to see the differences. Now let's try to see how the prompt is working in Midjourney. We use Imagine a prompt and just copy and paste what ChatGPT gave us to see how it will look like. I use version 6.0 of Midjourney, but as I really don't like these images, I will try to do the same with 5.2. I don't know why, but I feel 5.2 is a little bit better in creation of interesting images. Probably the ones from 6.0 are much more photorealistic, but honestly, I don't feel them very interesting. I don't know what about you, but for me it's nothing special. All right. I don't like them much neither, honestly, but we can try to work on the last one to see if we can have something better than this, and on the third one. So we do upscale of number 3 and number 4, and we try to vary it strong using another prompt that ChatGPT gave us that is supposed to be for the same image but will probably give completely different output. So let's paste it here, and then let's very strong the second one with another prompt we created, so the long one, and see what happens. The great thing with these generative AI tools is that they are unpredictable. And this is something that can really boost creativity. Of course, if you want to create these images to produce later the physical garment, you have to be much more careful with prompts itself. But if you just want to create some interesting imaginary, it's a great tool. And I already see that the second version of the first image is much more interesting. So I would say I like all of them. So we were going further with all of that images to create something great. And let's see the first one. The first one is a little bit less interesting. Maybe the third image, but let's try then with the third image and with the prompt that we used for this. It's really applying, and honestly, this is the reason I love it so much. So let's try like this, and then we will also upscale all of that images. I really love this one. It's for me super interesting and it's kind of intriguing. So I will use link for this image to have the same style in all images I will work with. Oh, I see here now it's much more interesting, and I think I can play with all of them too. Let's say that this image is the one we really like. So let's copy the link for the image. And then we can use the parameter isRef and paste the image link to use it as a reference to change the image and have more consistency. Then once we use it, we can also use another parameter which is called style weight, and it's SW parameter. It comes from 0 to 1000. The standard number is 500, but let's try to use 800 to see how it works. And then the most important thing, as we used version 5.2 to create our images, we have to change it for 6.0 because sref doesn't work in older versions. And let's try it. And now we are remixing this image with our preferred one. Now we will copy this part of the prompt in order to use it with another images once we will see how the first one will look like. We will play mostly with this part. So we will play with strength, so this part, SV800, and we can play also with chaos and with stylizing. Let's see what we will have here. And as you can see, now we have 4 new amazing images that are kind of completely different, but in the style of the image we liked. So let's upscale them and see how they look like. This was our reference image. And this was the image we were working on, this one. And here we have images that we came up with. As you can see, the style is pretty the same, and I love it. Let's try with another images we created before to see how they can be changed. Try this one. And what we do is just to paste the latest part, change the chaos, and let's make it 500 style, and let's make it 400. So let's see how it will change this. And here instead, and as you can see, this image, you can say were kind of similar to this one, but those two are completely different. So let's see what we can have from them and make here 90 chaos and 700 the strength. Oh wow, as you can see, quite a lot of cool stuff, but they are already quite different because we used style reference which is much smaller. It's just 400. I will then remix it and use the much stronger style, and the image was this one. So let's try to make it with 800 like it was before, and to make 90 chaos. Here we used much stronger style reference. And as you can see, it's much more similar, especially first two images. Let's upscale them so we can see what we've got. And let's upscale also those to see how we can work on them. And let's see our latest job that should be here. And as you can see, it's already much more similar. So the strength of style reference works pretty well here. And as you can see, those are much more similar to the first one. So let's try to see how they look like. Yeah, this one is pretty nice. This one has some error here. It's funny. Yeah, also this one is interesting, even if there is no forest on the background, but I kind of like the garment and how it looks like on the model. So we can really play with that and we can really obtain an amazing consistency between our images. You can start with the prompt, choose the image you really liked and the style you really liked, and then prompt completely different images or use another images you obtained to have the same style and to have the consistency between your assets. Now, we all know that the quality that is coming from Midjourney can be good, but it's not something that look like the real life image, like the photo shoot. So I will show you the tool I am using for upscaling my images to make them look real. What I am using for upscaling my images is a tool called Magnific AI. Now, I love it because it brings a really great quality of images. You can try to optimize it for portraits. I usually use Portrait Soft because the portrait hard it's a little bit too harsh to me. Then I give it a little bit of creativity, but considering that I like the image I provide them, I give only a few points of creativity. You can even go till 10, so it will be probably completely different image. Then HDR, it's the part that is bringing a little bit more of details, like you have a great explanation here when you open it. And then I want it to be similar to the image I provide. That's why I use quite a high value of resemblance and I use 0 of fractality. Now, let's try to upscale the image I just provided here. Here you can see some other images I created that were also done using Midjourney and using the tool that give the consistency. It take a little bit time to upscale image, but not that much, as you can see. So this was the original image. And now after upscaling, we just have this few details more that make it more realistic. As you can see, there is not a huge difference, and this is exactly what I wanted, but it gives this additional touch. And yeah, I love the image. I love it. Let's try with another one I downloaded. Let's try with this. It has slightly different colors, and probably if I use much stronger SW in Midjourney, it will be much more similar, but I didn't want it so similar because this one won't be a series. I don't create series of images. But if you do so, or you want even more consistency, you can, of course, increase this value. And if you make it 1000, probably the colors will be very, very similar. I just wanted the mood, which is a little bit similar. As you can see, here it looked really, really fake. While here, it looks just like a girl which is smiling and have pretty interesting garment. I would like to create it in 3D one day. So let's try the third one I created. Let's make this, which is a a kind of in between two of those. Let's see what it brings to us. So as you can see also here, the face is quite thick. I think we have 5 fingers here, which is a good thing because this is not something that Magnific can solve to us. Okay, it's not very much better than it was. Let's try in this one portraits hard version so we can see also how it differ from the portrait soft. All right, now it looks much better to me and much more realistic. So yeah, this is how I use Magnific AI, and I hope you can find it useful too for your upscaling. I know there is a lot of different services that are providing this kind of tools, and probably some of them are even cheaper than Magnific. But I personally use Magnific because I believe it has really the best results. If you know something else that provides with the same quality, I will be happy to try it. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial. This is the way how I am creating my AI images. So I use my small GPT that I will share with you under this video. I then use Midjourney because this is the tool I like the most. You could use any other prompt to image tool, but to obtain the consistency I was talking about during this video, you have to use Midjourney, or at least I show you the way how to make it in Midjourney. Then you can use different tools for upscaling. You can use even Midjourney directly for upscaling. See you in next video.